Over the last few days, everything in my area has completely shut down. The only things that are still open are gas stations, grocery stores, and pharmacies, leaving me out of a job temporarily until everything's clear. But my girlfriend, her job has been deemed essential, so she has to work every day, so she's pretty jealous of me being able to sit home and do nothing all day. Even though, honestly, it's kind of jarring. The last few years, I've been working 50, 60 hours a week and haven't had a lot of downtime to just relax. But after 2 days of trying to relax, I found out that I'm kind of anxious. I can't actually just sit around and do nothing like I used to. So I'm gonna make a series centered around the worst rated games on Steam. And since I don't really have an income right now, and I'm sure my girlfriend would not be happy if I'm using her hard-earned hazard fund dollars on the worst rated games on Steam, so we're gonna focus on the free-to-play ones. This series is What Not to Play While Your City's on Lockdown. After several minutes of feverishly scrolling through Steam to try to find the worst game I possibly could, I then stumbled across this gem, a game called Gasp, created by a small development team out of Australia named Dark Day Interactive. It currently has some of the worst ratings on Steam.
Hello? Respond. Are you okay? Hello? Respond! Look, it seems communications are down on your end, but we can see you are receiving us just fine. I guess for now I'll guide you to the other team members. It seems your capsule crash landed miles from the LZ. You need to meet up with the others before your O2 runs low. Your HUD should be live and tracking the GPS signal on the other members. This is weird. It seems to be showing 5 unknown signals. There must be a glitch in your visor. We're unsure which is the right signal. You're gonna have to choose one and hope for the best. Your O2 tank wasn't built for long surface trips, so you only get one chance to choose. Because I don't think the oxygen will hold out long, so you better hurry. Good luck, sir. We're all praying for you.
Enjoy it, because that dialogue right there is the only dialogue I was able to get out of this game. After that, all you get is the same music looped over and over again. The whole point of this is to reach your team members, so you have to trudge your way across the map to get to these map markers. While there are asteroids constantly falling around you, they're incredibly buggy, they make no sense whatsoever. You'll have some come down and smack you right in the face and you won't take damage. You'll have some that'll land like 30 feet away from you and take damage. I've seen them fall through the ground, explode in midair, or just completely disappear. They're just a mess. Just a complete mess. A constant issue I had were the lighting bugs. I'm not sure if it was lighting or textures, but it doesn't matter which way you look, eventually the ground's gonna turn gray and look like it's in a shadow. It's pretty annoying. That being said, the visuals honestly aren't that bad. The textures are pretty good, the shadows are okay, space is just a static image. And one thing I couldn't get around is that it looks like there is wind. You're on the moon, there's no fucking wind on the moon. There's dust whipping around everywhere. And the settings, I'm not even sure why they're there. You can't change anything. Shadows available, image effects available, render textures available. Would you even have a fucking game if they weren't? And why don't they hide the mouse cursor? It's on the screen all the time, unless you somehow manage to get it to meander over onto your other monitor, but eventually it comes back. Before we get into the worst part about this game, we're going to talk about the movement, because it is right up there with the thing that is the worst about this game. The movement is terrible. Your character gets hung up on all kinds of bullshit that doesn't even exist. You jump and he just twists in like weird directions. I had him jump once and it looked like his fucking head touched his toes, but not like from bending down forward or backwards, from the side. It's like his spine's a goddamn pool noodle. And he's like 2 foot tall. You have to run like 2,000 meters to get to some of these fucking objectives. And when you're 2 foot tall with cerebral palsy, it takes for fucking ever to get anywhere. Now we're going to talk about the worst part of this game. and it's the game. You have to go to those different map markers, right? Remember from the beginning, the only dialogue in the game says that you have to go to those map markers to meet up with your team. So I go to the first map marker. You can't interact with it. There's no key to interact. I hit every fucking button on my keyboard. You can't do anything. So I was like, okay, well maybe one of these other objectives is the right one to go to, because I went to the closest one on the map. So I fucking Walter Jr. my way over to the other objective. Gigantic, invisible wall that you can't pass. I walked halfway around this fucking thing to try to get in. You can't. So there's 2 more objectives far off to the east. I run over there. Guess what? Giant, invisible wall. I spent 2 hours on this game. What is the point? It's not even a game. You can't even die. You have that oxygen bar at the bottom right that you can barely see because it matches the color of everything else in the game. And I got it down to, it's a dead %. And then I was just trying to get some random footage yesterday, and I actually got it to kill me. So you only die if the game feels like killing you. And in the very beginning it says, we don't hold your hand. So then I was thinking, wow, this is actually going to be a hard game. Because remember when it was tagged? It's tagged as space simulation, action, survival, psychological horror. What the fuck? They have Mars DLC. Why would I spend $3 on it? Is it going to be just like the moon? It's terrible. Is it just going to be the moon retextured red? What the fuck? Well, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually, despite what you heard, actually had a fun time making this video. I'll probably end up making a few more, and if you know of a free game that is a pile of dog shit, let me know. I also stream on Twitch, and if you want to follow that, I'll put the link in the description. And, bye!